The Ringer Reality TV podcast is the home for all things unscripted TV. The feed will feature challenge recaps with Johnny Bananas, Bachelor in Paradise recaps from Amelia Wedemeyer, and a weekly survey of the reality TV landscape with Juliette Littman and Callie Curry, and much more coverage across the reality spectrum from Survivor to Below Deck to Selling Sunset. Check out the Ringer Reality TV podcast on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome into the Ringerverse. This is, of course, the Ringers Nexus podcast feed for all things fandom. We are Charles, Coke Baby Chuck Holmes, the 24-karat closer. We are Jomi, the explainer, Adeniran. We are Jonathan, Little Spidey, Karma. Filling in today for the cuddly New Year's bear is Little Spidey. He's like, Little Spidey. He just got bit. He's crawling up the wall. I wonder if I can crawl to the top.
Alone.
Is the voice necessary?
Alone.
Like,
I wonder if I can crawl to the top. And then I swing. Woo! Little Spidey. You know what you know what he is? Hold on, really. You know what Jonathan is? Spider-Man freshman year.
oh my God.
Little Spidey. Jonathan Kerma's filling in for Steve today. And the old man Van here, the receding hairline. Together we are known as the Midnight Boys. Okay, thanks for the sound effect there. See, Little Spidey? You didn't come through with the sound effect. Now we're gonna have to put it in post. Leave that in, by the way. Little Spidey, it's a little shaky. Okay? You're still wearing your old suit. You gotta get your Stark Tech. All right. We really appreciate Jonathan filling in today. Steve is off today. Programming reminders before we begin. It's Boba Fett time. It's Boba time. You like some boba in your tea, we're going to give it to you here on both the Midnight Boys and House of R. House of R is going to give you a deep dive into Chapter 2 of the Book of Boba Fett. We got a fun one for you today as we look at Episode 2 of the Book of Boba Fett. We'll let you know what we thought of the second episode. We're going to cover some DC news. A lot of news happening in DC. DC, which stands for Direct Causes of Us Having Fun. DC, Direct Causes. Kind of. John,
I don't think that's true.
Jomi says no, that's not what it stands for
at all.
It doesn't stand for diabolical chaos.
No.
Of fandom. No. It doesn't stand for dreaded causality of fandom.
Let's get this train running.
You like that one?
That was a good one.
Okay.
Let's get this train.
So we're going to cover some DC news, including reports on some major changes to the DC EU. And we've heard you guys' cries. We're going to do a little lock in with my guy, Jomi. Jomi is out here locking in, playing defense like Carmelo Anthony. Locking people up. Lock in for Cobra Kai. All right. Before we do anything else, though, we got to go ahead and get into Boba Fett, and I am on fire excited. I'm jammed up. I don't care what anyone
People were
says.
getting at you a little bit. People were getting at us. I was seeing the some of the replies, people not liking Boba Fett so far.
Yeah, well, fuck them. That's how I feel. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Episode.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw a tweet from a friend of mine. His name is Diggs World on Twitter, and it was so funny. It's one of the funniest tweets I've ever read. He's from Toronto. He's a director. Great guy, nice follow on Twitter. He's mad at one of their players, Pascal Siakam. And he said on Twitter, he said, yo, Pascal Siakam is trash. He's fucking terrible. Fuck you if you think differently. That's how mad he was at Pascal Siakam. I'm on board with Boba Fett is amazing. It is great, fantastic television. And fuck you if you think differently. That's how I feel. I still love you. I'm still going to hug you and rub your back. You know what I mean? But I love Boba Fett. I love Boba Fett. Okay, before we get to anything else, let's run that spoiler warning. We're getting ready to talk about
Boba Fett.
You're listening to a reaction podcast. The spoilers are coming. Thank you very much, Kerm. I see that Kerm has pots and pans in his background, and it looks like to me, sitting on his rack right there is one of those gold pots that you buy from QVC that they tell you to put a brownie in and then for some reason scrape the brownie off because the pot won't stick. I don't know why you bought that during the pandemic, Kerm, but you need to kind of fix your life. Okay. Now, I don't even want to reply. Don't want to reply. It's time for the Midnight Manifest. Charles, what you got?
All right, the Midnight Manifest for the Book of Boba Fett Episode 2. This is The Tribes of Tatooine, directed by Steph Green, who has directed on shows like The Watchmen, Luke Cage, Preacher, written by Jon Favreau. For this episode, Boba and Fennec interrogate their captured Order of the Nightwind assassin back at their base. When he refuses to reveal who hired him, they dump the assassin into the empty Rancor pit and trick him into giving up the mayor. Boba and Fennec visit the mayor, who warns Boba that being a crime boss is harder than being a bounty hunter. But the mayor also denies hiring the assassins and tells Boba to visit the sanctuary if he wants to learn more. At the sanctuary, Boba and Fennec find out that Jabba the Hutt's cousins, the twins, had a delayed claim to his territory. After a pissing match between the twins and Boba, the two parties disperse, but Fennec warns that they will need permission to kill the Hutts. We flash back to Boba's time with the Tusken Raiders, where he's learning their customs and fighting styles. Boba helps the tribe track down a train being ran by the Syndicate that kills their people, and the bounty hunter finds out that it's transporting the drug Spice. Boba negotiates with the drug smugglers that they now have to pay a toll to the raiders to pass through the desert. And after his success, Boba is awarded a Tusken Raider outfit and psychedelic lizard that goes up his nose into his brain and leads him on a quest where he goes to a dying tree to obtain a branch to build the Tusken Raiders' infamous weapon, the Gaupi Staff, for himself. Finally, Boba and the Raiders do an ancestral dance around a fire to celebrate the new member of their tribe. And on this pork platter, if you're wondering, the Black Wookiee, you're like, what's this Black Wookiee doing here? He actually premiered in 2015 Star Wars number 15 by Jason Aaron and Mike LeHue. His name is Black Cranston. And the couple, I did not realize this. Shout out to the Weekend Inverse. I was doing some research. I did not realize that the couple in Tosi Station, who are getting beat up by the biker gang, are Cammy and Fixer. They come from an infamous deleted scene from the original Star Wars where Luke goes to Toshi Station to meet his friends, but it was left on the cutting room floor. So those are actually friends of Luke Skywalker who are chilling in Toshi Station. I thought that was fucking fantastic. It was amazing.
Those are his pals.
Yeah, have you ever seen that deleted scene? It's on YouTube.
I've never seen it before. That's good. Good.
And that's my Midnight Manifest.
Oh, Chuck Wagon, what a good job. God damn it. Midnight Manifest, I love it. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's go and get into it because there are two major parts, two major things. I just gotta say, you guys, I'm in love. I'm in television love.
I can tell. You're smiling. You came on here like smiling like a little baby.
Van literally hopped on the Zoom. He was skipping. He was humming.
I'm in television love. I'm in a relationship with the show, The Book of Boba Fett.
How does Kalika feel about this?
Betrothed to it. She understands, you know? She understands that for just this season that we might have to have a non-traditional relationship just for this season.
You're in a polyamorous relationship.
It might have to
Boba
be on
Fett.
our D. Ray Davis shit. You know what I mean? Lou Williams shit.
Yo.
Just for this season, just for this season of television.
Two wives.
Two girls like Lou Will.
Yeah. I'm not even sure that Boba Fett is a girl. You know what I mean? Things might be changing here at 41. Who knows? Well, what's going on? It might be getting real freaky, you know. But
all right, okay. We don't need all this. All right.
But what I'm saying is that I am in love with this show. I thought this was a really perfect episode of television. I gotta be honest with you. And at first, I was annoyed. With the show because what was happening back in Tatooine what was happening back. It's all on Tatooine, but what was happening in the city? What's the name of the city again? Mos Eisley. What's the name of the city again? Mos Espa, okay. Because thank you, Arjuna. Because what was happening back in Mos Espa was really compelling, like really good mystery type shit. And at first I was like, yo, man, I'm not ready to go back and deal with the Tusken Raiders anymore. But fucking boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong.
Oh, wait, so that was probably the point where the episode, when that happened, I was a little pissed because everything that was happening in that first 15 or 20 minutes, I was just like, all right, cool. We got the Black Wookiee, we got the Hutts, we got everything.
Oh, the Black Wookiee, yeah.
Like, come on, like, shout out Dr. Umar Johnson saw that. He's in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was like so fired. The Tusken Raider stuff was cool, but man, I don't want to have to wait another week to get back to like the Hutts and the Black Wookiee. I thought that shit was fire.
Well, you do have to wait another week, so just shut your nasty mouth. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with the present. I can understand people feeling that way. I'm gonna be honest with you, because at first I did feel that way too. But I thought the stuff with the Tusken Raiders was really well done.
Oh no, I don't think. Here's the thing. I thought the Tusken Raider stuff was slow in the beginning, but by the end, you're like, when he's making the Goffy staff and he's getting high off the lizard, you like, all right, cool, I'm tapped in. But yeah, let's go back to the present and start from the top.
So Boba and Fennec put the Order of the Night Wind assassin, the two guys that tried to kill, well, it's more than two. They ended up catching two and killing one and bringing them back into the Rancor pit. Even though there's no Rancor pit, what would your strategy be versus a Rancor, Chuck?
You know how they say sometimes if you like see a bear, either you got to do two things. Either you just got to be really, really, really still, or you got to just punch it in the mouth. Wait. Do you punch a bear in the mouth or do you punch a shark in the mouth?
Punch a shark in the mouth. You punch a bear in the mouth.
Yeah, see, I would be dead. The Rancor would have killed me already.
Yeah.
So what do you think a Rancor would need? Do you think you just have to stay really still, sleep, get in the fetal position, or you think you got to strike first, like punch it in the nose?
See, here's the thing with me, is I'm a man of faith. And if that's not a spot where Jesus is going to help me, then really, JC, what you got for me? Because if I'm standing right there in front of the Rancor or the bear, I'm gonna look at the bear and I'm gonna be like, hey, get bear, guess what? Jesus said I'm covered in the blood and it's not gonna happen to me. Because really there's nothing you can do. Sock a bear in his mouth if you want, Charles. Okay? Charles, sock a bear in the mouth if you want. Punch a bear in this shit. Acting like the bear. Go ahead, go try that. Try that to a bear or a Rancor. By the way, I want you to do a Old Man Van's VHS vault, which people said should be a segment on here, which I think would be a great thing to do. You ever seen a movie called The Edge? Have you seen this movie?
No. Jomi and I have not seen this movie.
Jomi, Lil Spidey, like, you guys haven't seen this movie. Let me tell you something about this movie. Real quick, we'll get back to Boba Fett. The Edge. Alec Baldwin, Harold Perrineau, Anthony Hopkins. Plane crashes somewhere in Alaska, in Upper Canada, somewhere where bears roam free and do their thing, whatever. Plane crashes. It is Alec Baldwin, fucking Harold Perrineau, and Anthony Hopkins against a bear who is trying to come and kill them. It is the craziest fun. I invite everybody over to my house that's here in LA Saturday night, if you're vaccinated, boosted, to watch The Edge. It is the best fun you can have. Anyway, so I'm not sure what I would do against the Rancor. I'll probably pray. I'm not going to have very much bravery, though. I'm going to be trying to get to nooks and crannies of like the little room and stuff. We meet the mysterious, finally, Mayor Mok Shaiz, early in the episode, and he's Etherean. Claims he's an Etherean and claims that he has nothing to do with the hit on Boba Fett, because obviously a lot of people are thinking, hey, Boba Fett was hit. Then him and the mayor got off to sort of an icy start. It was probably the mayor. He redirects him to Garsa Fwip's sanctuary, which, by the way, we didn't even talk about. And you guys, I know I'm butchering some of these words and names. It's okay. I'll be better.
Here's the thing. Black people don't pronounce anything correctly. Like, it's racist if you point it out.
It kind of is. And by the way, just and just to let you know, because on Higher Learning, which is you guys should be watching and listening to here on the Ringer Network, I was talking about CTE, and I spent a whole day trying to pronounce chronic traumatic encephalopathy, and I can't do it. Like encephalopathy. Encephalopathy is the word. I can't. It's just too hard. For
Wait,
me.
I have to ask you really, really quick because this connects. Mm-hmm. What do you call the thing that changes the channels on the TV? Jomi, you need to jump into.
Remote control. That's what I call it.
Yeah, the remote.
Yeah.
That's what I call remote control. I've had white people tell me it's the clicker.
Whatever.
Wait, last one. What do you call the thing that keeps your food cold in the kitchen?
The fridge.
The refrigerator.
The what?
The refrigerator.
The refrigerator, not the icebox.
Oh, no. My dad used to call it, rest in peace. My dad called it the icebox.
Yeah, I was raised by my grandparents. Yeah. They called it the icebox, and I was told that's an old black people thing.
It was because there used to be actually a block of
like
ice.
Actual ice.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue, man.
Anyway, so he redirects the mayor, redirects him to Garza Food. Santha, did you want the mayor's character to be something more here? The mayor seemed like it. To me, there was enough sinister stuff there, some sinister undertones there of the mayor, for me to really feel like the mayor was a very intriguing character. But it seems like there are some people that were maybe a little bit disappointed with the mayor. They wanted the mayor to be more of a thing. What about you, Chuck?
I mean, by the time the Hutt twins come around, it's just like, mayor who? If we're gonna be real, once the Hutts are on screen, you see BK, you see the Black Wookiee, you like, all right, like we're going, we're here. The mayor, I still think probably has something going on in this, but he's probably like, what was the mayor's name in The Wire?
Carcetti. Well, there was Carcetti, but then there was
no, the white one who was
Carcetti. Yeah, it was Mayor Carcetti.
Carcetti. Like that's acting like you want more Carcetti in The Wire. Like we got just enough. Like we don't need.
Ooh, Carcetti was good, boy. I liked Carcetti.
He's not a top 5 character.
Accents on a ladder.
He's not a top 5 character, but he's
a
Carcetti
condiment.
was good. I get it. Royce, I think, was more of a condiment than Carcetti was. Carcetti had a big part in The Wire. But yeah, so I thought we got just enough of the mayor. I don't believe the mayor. I think the mayor was just shiesty enough for me to be like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, and there are Hutts who probably sit those assassins after Boba Fett and Finnick, but the mayor's hands aren't clean. He's still popping shit. He's still sitting up there being vaguely threatening, not quite giving in to Boba Fett, which we know now, while people might not be quite giving in to Boba Fett because there's another claim to the criminal throne there. But yeah, I still think there's a little meat there for the mayor, to be a little bit conniving and backbiting and stuff like that. Oh, so Garza Whip, we didn't talk about on the fact of last episode. So the first episode, I see Garza Whip, I'm like, yeah, she's attractive. Like I like her.
Yeah, I'm feeling some things.
That's Jennifer Beals.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
That goes back. I didn't even realize that. That goes back decades and decades and decades for me. That's Jennifer Beals.
Was that one of the actresses your mom was like, I'm worried about him?
Well, it wasn't that she was worried. It was that, the song will come on, she's a maniac, and then I would want to watch Flashdance like all the time. It's like Jennifer Beals, Jennifer Beals, Jennifer Beals. And then Jennifer Beals came back in Devil in a Blue Dress, and I was a little older then, and then I was like, yo, man, I want me a Jennifer Beals. I never know. That's a sister too, man. Jennifer Beals, black lady. Bet you didn't know that. Okay, so we're introduced to the twins. Jabba the Hutt's cousins, fraternal twins. Fraternal twins big on Tatooine. Luke, Leia, even though they're not both on Tatooine. Fraternal twins big in the Star Wars universe. I wonder if regular twins feel a certain way about that.
As a twin with a brother who looks exactly like me, I feel nothing. I feel fine.
Oh, so you're the authority I could ask about this.
Yeah, I feel nothing about this. You want to know why I feel nothing about this? Twins, at least the twins of the Star Wars universe, creepy as fuck. All right, Luke was kissing up on Leia, or Leia was kissing up on Luke, and the twins seem to have some weird Lannister vibes going on. The brother,
how can you say this?
He was rubbing his sister on the thing. Like they were very, very close. You didn't see that?
They were close, but I didn't see any rubbing going on. Like Charles,
I feel like I saw some hand holding.
Nah, it was brief. I saw it too, though. It was brief.
Word, Lil Spidey coming in. Woo, man. Yo, I'm Doc Strange and my little Spidey. Thank you.
Like, first of all, little Spidey, he's so young that a man being in the same room as a woman, and
Yo,
he's like,
what
what
we
are they
doing
gonna
here?
do?
Yo, no,
All right,
no,
put some
no,
respect
no.
on Lil Spidey's name.
Like, what are...
We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're gonna nip that in the butt now.
It's like, what? I can't. Cinemax. It's 11:30 p.m. Did mom and dad go to sleep yet?
Jesus Christ.
I'm about to cut your mic. Your mic's getting cut.
I want to. Hey, mom and dad,
Dan,
cut
you're
your mic.
such a fucking bully, bro.
go to sleep
You're such a bully.
so I can watch this movie called Unbridled Desires. Jonathan be doing this thing out here, you guys. Jonathan was just. I'm just joking with Jonathan. Jonathan was just overseas, looking like a pimp. Pictures of a waterfall. Were you in Africa, Jonathan? I saw you.
I was.
I saw you doing your thing, bro. I'm like, look at Jonathan out there. All right. Do the Hutts involve? Is their involvement going to be the present day, antagonists? You feel like we thought it was going to be the mayor, but are we pretty sure now that it's going to be the Hutts? It's going to be the Hutts because there's obviously some static between them. They didn't get it popping right there on the streets. But that said, that bloodshed is bad for business. So there's obviously going to be some sort of schism, some sort of struggle between them and Boba Fett going forward. You feel like that's our main baddie right here?
I think it's going to be a mix. I think they're definitely going to probably be very, very high on that list. And the thing that I'm most interested in is we were kind of getting some like Sopranos, Tony going to New York vibes, where essentially Fennec is like to Boba, if you want to kill them, you're going to need to get permission. So there is this whole world of the Hutts, and we knew how powerful Jabba was. And that's honestly what I want to see. I hope we're not going to stay on Tatooine the whole time. I would love to see like the criminal structure of the Hutts, because we know that there's way more crime bosses out there. And the twins feel some type of way that they can be talking reckless like this, that they're backed up by something bigger. And that's what I'm really, really interested in.
I'm interested in seeing what the Hutts do, because I'm interested in seeing, I always like it when there's sort of a family dynamic to a claim, right? The Hutts feel like they should be in there because, they're the cousins. It's also good to see the Hutts back. That kind of reminds you of the old guard there. And also, it's interesting to see how the people will react to this, because one of the struggles is going to be, who do they give their tribute to? Who do they fear? And Boba Fett is an unknown quantity to them right now. It's an unknown entity to them. Like, they understand that Boba Fett's a badass, but the mere sight of some of the Hutts may make them feel like, you know what? These are the badasses that we recognize as having run this city for a long time. And so because we recognize that, that means that we're more inclined to fear them. Also, very important, they came in on a litter. Boba Fett is not coming in on litters, right? So when he comes into all of these places, he doesn't want to be carried, but he's also coming in unannounced. And a lot of the gravitas that, a crime lord or crime boss would have, he doesn't bring it with him. They're bringing all of that same stuff and stirring up all those same emotions in people. So whose style is going to work more in terms of what happens in the present day? How is that going to work out? And that's something I'm always fascinated with when there's a power struggle in anything, whether it's Game of Thrones, whether it's Star Wars, whatever. Who do the people fear? Who do the people respect? Once again, remember in the first episode, Boba said he intends to rule with respect and not fear. Which is going to win, fear or respect? That's another thing that's going back and forth between him and the Hutts. Is his version of respecting the people going to win? Is their version of fear-based rule going to win? So all of these things are good, in terms of setting them up as the big bad. I think it's very interesting.
I mean, let's be honest too. At this point, Boba's looking a little weak. All right,
I can't lie.
He's running a fucking small business. He only got 4 or 5 people working for him. He can't even get insurance for these people. You know what I'm saying? He don't got the guns right now. I'm a little bit worried about him. He's not. He's running a mom and pop shop in a world of Amazons and Walmarts. The Hutts are Amazon and Walmarts. If we're going to be real, Jabba was damn near Bezos.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this mom and pop shop going to do? I also have another question to ask you.
Hit me up.
Now that we have this new Black Wookiee character, in
like
live
him.
action.
Yeah.
Do you think there's colorism with the Wookiees? Do you think he's just like fuck this straight looking motherfucker? Like, do you think he's just like, why am I the evil guy just because I'm a darker complexion?
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the coolest looking Wookiee I've ever seen before.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
He looked amazing.
I rewound that like 3 or 4 times. He came out there like, I'm like, yo, I might have laid my gun down and been like, yo, Wookiee Tupac, you got it. Like you got it. He came out
Did
there.
you say a Wookiee Tupac?
Wookiee Tupac. He's Tupac Wookiee. That's who he is. Wookiee Pac. Wook Pac is his name. Like, because he came around
Wookiee Valley. Wookiee Valley.
Wookiee Valley. He came around the thing. Like, he came around, when he came around the litter, first of all, he came around the litter like, I'm here to fuck shit up. And number one, there's 2 reasons they looked at him like that. I think one reason they looked at him, Boba and them looked at him like that, not that they were scared, but they were like, damn, one is he's a Wookiee, and we know how powerful Wookiees are, right?
Yeah.
And if it had gone down there, I don't think they fucking with him. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think they fucking with him. Number one. Number 2, he's black. And so they look at him like, you know how it goes. Like, we all been walking down the street. Right now, the Cuddly Christmas Bears are here. We're all black. We all been walking down the street and seeing people look at us like, oh, God. So that's the kind of look they gave to him right there, you know? But I was really interested. Number one, you know what? Only thing that I looked at him is like no crossbow. So the crossbow is a strictly Chewie thing. That's not a Wookiee deal. So the crossbow that's strictly Chewie where it to be. That's not like a Wookiee weapon of choice. If I'm to understand this, am I right about this? Who knows anything about this? Crossbow is Chewie's weapon of choice. It's not a Wookiee tradition to have a crossbow. Okay, you guys are looking it up. You don't fucking know. Now.
No, I'm looking it up. It's saying the bowcaster is a Wookiee weapon.
So the bowcaster is a Wookiee weapon, which makes it interesting that he doesn't have one. Because I thought that as soon as I saw him, I'm like, if I remember correctly, he did not have a bowcaster. He had a rifle, but it was not a bowcaster. It made it interesting to me that he didn't have one. That
he's also a gladiator as well.
A gladiator. So maybe he's away from the Wookiee way. What?
And his name is literally Black Cranston.
That's what I'm pronouncing it. Do not get mad at me.
His name is what?
Black Cranston.
Black Cranston?
Yeah, he's from the comics.
Okay. I've never read about Black Cranston before. Hold on for a second. Wait a minute. So, sorry that I haven't read this comic book, and I'm not, first of all, I haven't read the comic books. I've read some of the comic books, but I haven't read any comic books that this Wookiee appears in. I'm sorry. That's number one. So he's a darker Wookiee, and they name him Black Cranston.
Oh, it's Black Krrsantn. So it's either Cranston or Cranton. Black Cranton, which is both sound like weird ass names.
All right.
I didn't name the Wookiee. I did not name the Wookiee.
I have no issue with it. I'm not going to make a big deal of that. I'm calling him Wook Pac. That's what I'm calling him Wook Pac. You know what I mean? Black Cranston a little on the nose for me, guys. Okay?
He's nicknamed Santi, BK, or, and this is a great one, Black K.
All right, here's my thing, Van. Whoa.
It's fine. It's fine.
We've been talking about
our social
Black
issues.
Panther, Black Lightning. Like,
that's true.
You know?
Let's be real. If we really want to keep it all the way gangster, those come from a time that maybe they shouldn't have been named that as well. But it's okay. It's okay. Let's not, see, this is what we do. Let's not muddy it up. It's Star Wars, baby. They're just talking about the color of the Wookiee, man. That's it. I love this show too.
From 2015?
Yeah.
that was the pause. That was the pause, man. Come on.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of Black Cranston, but I love Wook Pac. Are you a little sad before we move on to things that were happening in the past, which to me was the meat of the show and just a fantastic, breathtaking part of the show? I got to be honest with you. Are you a little surprised or a little disappointed that we did not get to see Wook Pac in action?
Yeah.
I think we will, though.
We will. He's going to be kicking some ass. And I
Right.
will be like, let's be real. If he doesn't win at least a couple fights, I'm going to have to call up Disney and we're going to have to get some affirmative action. Okay. He needs to kick some ass. He looks bulky. He looks like he can throw down.
Yeah, he's going to do it.
Look,
bulky looked also in shape and looked mean as fuck.
Who do you think would win the fight? Wookpak or Chewy?
No one's fucking with Chewy. No one's fucking with Chewy.
I would like to see it.
I would like to see it too. Nah, it's not happening.
I would like to see it.
Whoa. This BK is a gladiator. I look at Chewy more as a marksman, as a sniper.
First of all, there's no way to really look at Chewy. Chewy can do myriad things. Chewy can fix the ship. Chewy is a sniper.
True.
Chewy, we're not gonna see what we're not gonna do is.
I'm not disrespecting Chewy. I'm just asking a question. This is a podcast.
I'm asking. We've seen Wookpak, and I don't know. I haven't read the comics, so maybe he does amazing things in the comics. I'll go back and bone up on that before the next one. I promise you guys. I got Comixology. Kalika gets mad at me. I sit on the goddamn hammock all day and read Invincible, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
But here's the thing. You know what I know?
She's like, "What are you doing?" So I'll find the comics. I'll read the comics. I'll bone up on this character, but from one appearance in live action, which I'm not sure he's been in live action before. I'm pretty sure this is his first appearance live action. I can't put him ahead of in any way of Chewy.
I'm just asking questions. All I know from what I know of Wookpak is that he wouldn't have let those white people not give him a medal. Like he's not shutting up. He's not tap dancing. He would have.
Can I be honest before we move on? How do we know that Chewy wanted that medal? Because let's be real.
Don't do that. Don't do that. He shouldn't have to ask. He shouldn't have to want or ask. He should just get it.
Let's be real. How do we know that Chewy wanted that medal? By the way, that's a sad scene. And that's a sad scene that they did him like that. But how do we know? I personally don't know if Chewy wanted to be involved in all of this. Han dragging him along, making him do all of this stuff, fix the ship. Chewy was in it for the money. You know what I mean? So I don't even know if
they're blood brothers.
I know. I don't even know if Chewy wanted that. I don't even know if that's what Chewy was into. But whatever.
But here's the thing. And I would just say to this. You shouldn't have to ask for it.
Sure.
When you're in the line of duty and you save the galaxy, you don't it's not about if you want it or not. People just give it to you because you've earned it.
Right. Yeah, sure. All right, let's talk about the past. Now, the bulk of this episode is about Boba fighting alongside the Tusken Raiders. Look, he learns their fighting style. He gets his own staff. He acquires and trains them on how to use speeder bikes and takes down the Pike Syndicate route. Are the flashbacks connecting to the present storyline enough? Or Charles, someone who has not been as big of a fan of the flashbacks as I've been, are they a little too much right now? How do you feel?
I know that they're going to be important, and I do think that they're entertaining. It's just that, to me, at least story-wise, they've just been jarring. The cuts, at least, because we have not seen enough of present day, Boba Fett, 75% of the episode being the flashback, it's not that I didn't enjoy the flashback. It was just that I'm so interested in, where is Boba after The Mandalorian? When we cut back to it, I'm like, damn, I got to wait another week to figure this out. And I think it stalls the momentum of the show just a tad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that, I think that they need to balance the present day story with the flashbacks a little bit better. But once we get to once the story of the Tusken Raiders gets going this episode, I'm like, oh, I get this. This is entertaining. When he's teaching them how to ride the hover bikes, one of the funniest scenes in any Star Wars movie, TV show ever. Just hilarious. I really did enjoy it. It just you have to admit, Van, the cut was a little jarring. You're like, whoa. We were with the Hudson with Black Wookiee.
Absolutely. We're right there with Wookpak. I wanted to see him get down. The Hutts are there. I was like, damn, now they're going to go back, and I did not think it was going to work. Let me tell you why I think it's important and why I think it works so well. Okay, so we all know Star Wars, right?
Yeah. We
all know Star Wars. We've been watching Star Wars since we were kids. We're aware of the parts of Star Wars that we're aware of, We've read Star Wars books. We've bought Star Wars toys. We've been invested into Star Wars. Of course, there is the character sometimes that slips through our fingers, like obviously Black Cranston did, or whomever, but we all know Star Wars. Okay, so especially a character like Boba Fett, who's a legendary character in terms of Star Wars. Okay, so we know Star Wars. The real important thing about this show, or the crux of these shows, the what I would say the biggest task of these shows is not invention but reinvention. And I think that's the whole thing with Star Wars, right? So we're watching a lot of stuff, and we want more of the characters that we know of, because when they try to invent new characters away from the lore, it's hit or miss a lot of times. Sometimes they're cool. Sometimes people have no problem with them. I enjoyed the emotional outburst of Kylo Ren. I really thought it was the best part of Force Awakens. I'd never seen like a Dark Jedi, a Sith, whatever you want to call them, be that emotional and just like fuck shit up to the point to where stormtroopers walking around a corner know that he's in one of his moods. I thought that was hilarious. I love it.
So funny, so good.
But a lot of people had issues with that portrayal of Kylo Ren. So whenever Star Wars invents something new or invents a character that's new, you're always going to split the fan base. The safest bet is for them to reinvent things we already think we know and give us more and go deeper. That's what this show is all about. This show is about Boba Fett, going deeper into Boba Fett. We've seen a lot of Boba Fett, and there's been a lot of Boba Fett stuff out there, of course, but for a lot of, especially the casual audience, going deeper into Boba Fett and giving us more than what we've gotten in the past. And in doing that, he can't be the only character they do it with. And I think taking the Tusken Raiders, who have always been like parasites, not enemies, but like parasites, like leeches, like absolutely like termites in the Star Wars world, right? Like Anakin took a lightsaber and went and killed a bunch of them, right? And so taking them and giving them heart and hope and problems and challenges and seeing somebody connect with them I feel very connected to that story. It's a very human thing that they're doing, and they're executing it perfectly. Now, there is a trope that they're using. Hey, the outsider with a new way comes in and sort of gives these sort of primitive people a new lease on life. That's a trope. That's been out there. It's a sort of annoying trope. But in this particular situation, him learning from them and them learning from him, I don't know if it's the point of my life that I'm at, but I am really digging at it. I'm also thinking that the reinvention that Star Wars has to do to make itself relevant to people who've already loved it and to new fans, it's possible. They've sputtered on this before. Solo was them sputtering on doing this, you know? But to me, and in many ways, The Rise of Skywalker was them sputtering and doing this. Although I'll tell you one thing, I think I like The Rise of Skywalker more than most people do, but whatever.
Wait, so I'm going to push back just because I've been seeing a lot of, I won't even call it backlash, but I've been seeing a lot of people on social media or other review sites, whatever. Some people love Boba Fett, but I've seen a lot of lukewarm reviews. And it made me think about this quote that was in this great Zach Baron piece about Wheel of Time, where essentially one of the creators of the show was like, to do a Game of Thrones level show, like Wheel of Time, you can't give people Game of Thrones season 1. You have to give them the last couple seasons with the dragons and the fights and everything. That's what, as an audience, we want. We want that level scale of storytelling. And I think one thing that Boba Fett is having trouble with is that, and it's even happening with me when I'm watching it, and I'm still enjoying it, but I'm like, you need to give us something that's at the level of The Mandalorian season 2. Because that's the last time we saw Mando. And I get that's unfair, but that's just the expectations of an audience, because it's a similar show. You're telling two shows about Mandalorians, and there's still that itch in the back of my mind where I'm like, I get the slowness, I get the emotion, I get the building, but I'm still like, we already know where the bar is set.
I disagree that there was anything slow about this episode.
I think that this episode, if you take episode 1, episode 2, just in where the story's progressed, we haven't gotten that far. And I do think that some people who are lukewarm on it will be like, all right, where are we going? Because we're still
Well, I think we have gotten far. I think he started off episode 1 as a prisoner and a slave of the Tusken Raiders, and at the end of episode 2, he's one of them. I think that's like, I think that's very far. As far as what we know about slavery, I think that's
But
very
here's the thing:
far
you went straight to the Tusken Raiders flashbacks. But the thrust of this story, at least, is the present day of where is Boba after the Mandalorian.
I don't agree with that. I think we expected the thrust of the story to be the present day. And by the way, I think at some point the thrust of the story might have to be the present day, because I don't know how much longer we're going to go back to the Tusken Raiders. But I think right now, as far as I'm concerned, I started off more interested in what was going on in the present day. But now I'm just as invested, if not more invested, in what's going on out in the deserts of Tatooine with the Tusken Raiders. Jomi, you look like you want to jump in.
I think the past will have like serious ramifications